Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, 6 tips to build goodwill in your network.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
Hey, it's back to school time, and we are in the middle of a 10-part series on lifelong learning. We started with the 3 R's from our school days. Mary-Lynn, don't forget, they're reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yes.
Got to say it right so that 3 R's kind of holds true.
Right.
So
arithmetic, not arithmetic. Arithmetic.
Exactly.
And now we're talking about the 3 R's of big success. It was recently Talk Like a Pirate Day. So
really?
There you go, yes.
Yes,
the R's of
we should have done this whole series with as a pirate theme.
I know.
R's of big success. The 3 R's of education.
Well, the 3 R's of big success are responsibility, resiliency, and today the third one is relationships.
Hi, I'm George, the professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. And today's episode is made possible by Linq, digital business cards for modern networking. Make a lasting impression by sharing your contact information and more straight to someone's phone or inbox. Learn more at bigsuccess.com/Linq. And that's Linq with a Q.
With a Q?
Yes, not with a K.
You mean Linq.
That's what I mean.
All right. Well, here we are living in an age of interdependence, and it's amazing how much can be accomplished when we work together.
And it all starts with a relationship. We're moving forward by jumping back, if you really think about
That's
it.
Interesting.
Because it used to seem like that old handshake and relationships and, hey, you wrote that you would do something on a napkin and I'm going to take that as a contract. The good old days are back.
You don't want to know what I did on the napkin. Sorry.
Well,
yes.
Napkins haven't necessarily always been important, but relationships have.
Yes.
And now it's possible for any of us to build a worldwide network of relationships for work and play, thanks to technology.
The single greatest asset that you can possess today is your network. It'll never show up on a balance sheet. It's really difficult to put a hard number to it. I would say impossible, actually. But its value shows up when you need to accomplish something.
Yeah, are you able to reach out to the people in your network to get something done when you need it?
Yeah, and how many people are between you and that person that you need to talk to get it done?
How quickly were you able to get to that person to get it done?
And how long would it take a person without your network to get it done?
Those are great questions. And also the sign of the value of your network.
Absolutely right. Now, of course, the value of a single relationship can be thought of as the amount of goodwill you have with that person. So the value of your network is simply the sum of those individual amounts.
I think we've made the case that the network is valuable, so let's go to the professor's whiteboard for 6 ways to build up your goodwill account. You'd score a lot of goodwill, George, with me if you would just clean out that closet.
Yeah, Mary-Lynn, I hear you.
We'll have to reach into our network and find somebody to get it done. All right.
Well, let me tell you something. You are the entrepreneur of your life. So you need to take charge.
He's changing the subject, getting back on track.
No, I was going to say, take charge and clean out the closet yourself.
Oh yes. Oh, I see.
There you go. So, but in reality,
right.
You are the entrepreneur of your life, just like every listener is the entrepreneur of their life. As the entrepreneur, you want to build value.
So here are 6 tips to build goodwill in your network, one relationship at a time. Number 1, listen attentively. The more interested you are in another person, the more interesting you'll be to them. And the more impressed you are by them, the more impressed they'll be with you.
Isn't it ironic that by making them feel important, you'll be important to them?
Putting them first, not
Exactly.
you first, actually elevates you.
Exactly.
In their mind.
Exactly. Because you're smart enough to pay attention to them. Right? So listen, really listen.
If you're communicating face-to-face, please put any and all mobile devices away.
Act as if there is no bigger fish with whom you might want to converse. Mary-Lynn, we were in a room with, I'll just say, an A-lister. And remember, we were introduced to this person, and I just remember the second we shook her hand, All I saw was her wandering around the room with her eyes trying to figure out who she should be talking to instead of us.
I know. Yeah.
And so, that just makes it impossible to form a relationship. The key thing to understand is there is no bigger fish than the person you're talking to right up front. If it becomes the case there's somebody else, then find a way to gracefully excuse yourself rather than acting like you're part of the conversation. Look people in the eye and really pay attention with all of your attention. So once you get this whole listening attentively thing down, the rest of the tips, they come pretty easily.
They do.
Because, and I speak only of myself here, it is hard to always listen attentively.
Yeah, it's something to practice for sure.
What did you say, Mary-Lynn?
Very funny.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
6 tips to build goodwill in your network. Number 2, be genuine. You probably immediately see how this dovetails with what we were just talking about, because people can spot a fake pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. So sincerely value the person you're talking with, the person in your network. And the only way we know to show someone that you sincerely value them is to actually sincerely value them.
Isn't that ironic?
Yeah.
And to value them as a human being. Not a connection, right. Not a contact,
not a sale,
not a prospect, not a means to an end, just simply as a real person with real feelings and real dreams and real fears, as a person with whom you relate on a personal basis. That's the goal. That's the only goal in the beginning phases of building a relationship.
Our 3rd tip to build goodwill in your network is to understand what big success means to them. Now, this isn't going to be your first question, but if you're going to build a relationship, it's really important to determine what it is that the person you're talking to wants to accomplish.
Now, you're going to uncover this, guess what? By listening attentively.
Hey, there's tip number 1 again.
When you discover what they are trying to do, then you can look for ways to help them.
6 ways to build goodwill in your network. Number 4, remember that help is a two-way street, since you've just brought up helping them. Mm-hmm. As you uncover layers that exist, you're going to be able to share your knowledge and resources and network with them. By doing so, you become a valued part of their network.
But it has to be a two-way street. If they never reciprocate, then you don't have a relationship. You have a feudal system. You're not their servant. They should be looking for ways to help you, too.
Our 5th tip to build goodwill in your network, show your appreciation. 2 of the most powerful words that you can utter are thank you.
When someone shares their knowledge with you,
thank them.
When they provide a resource,
thank them.
When they connect you with someone in their network,
thank them, thank them, thank them.
Also, follow up to let them know how it turned out.
And our 6th tip to build goodwill in your network, be patient.
I've had friends for years. Now, Mary-Lynn, you probably question that, but I have had friends for years. But I've had friends for years who were just what we're talking about here. They're just friends. Now, sure, we may have done some business together with each other from time to time, but nothing of any significance. And then, all of a sudden, an opportunity presents itself, and they become a vital partner. You just never know. And that's why it's so important to do this with kind of no strings attached, no expectations. You're just being a real human being.
So maintain your existing relationships. That's really key. And then continually build new relationships. It's likely that the time will come someday when you'll be able to work together in a mutually beneficial way. So let's review the 6 tips to build goodwill in your network. Number 1, listen attentively.
Number 2, listen attentively. Yeah. Number 3, listen attentively. No.
I mean, really, it is key. Number 2, be genuine. Number 3, understand what big success means to them. Number 4, remember that help is a two-way street. 5, show your appreciation. And finally, 6, be patient.
Life comes down to relationships and experiences. Build relationships and you'll be a big success.
In today's rapidly changing world, not only the more you know, but the more people you know helps you be able to adapt faster. Get our free ebook to learn how to profit from lifelong learning.
And we thank you so much for listening today. A big shout out to our listeners in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Join us next time. We're going to share the top 4 places to learn about success. Until then, here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.